Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. So today we're checking out some more products sent out to me by BENKS. So BENKS have actually been kind enough to supply me with quite a few products recently, and obviously with the launch of the iPhone 16 series, generally they tend to have lesser stock in terms of the variety of different products, and obviously when the 16 came out they just wanted to get some products sent to me as soon as possible, and now they've actually been kind enough to send a few of their other variants and different products as well. So previously I've never actually checked out any of their screen protectors, so they have actually sent out all three types of their screen protector for me as well, and they've also sent out a couple of the other cases as well. I'm pretty sure this one is actually the same as this one, but we'll open it up and we'll take a look. It could be that this is just a different variant of that similar type of case. And in terms of the screen protectors, what we have is the Glass Warrior. So this is a sapphire coating screen protector. We have their normal phone screen protector, so this is crystal clear. So this one's supposed to have a clearer image, and the one that I'll probably be installing is this one. So this is their tempered glass protector. This is the matte glass. So this is the one that I was most interested in because it's been a while since I've tested any matte screen protectors. In the past I never really liked them, but with the setup that you can now have on iOS 18, sometimes a matte screen protector does actually make your home screen and all your icons and everything look a little bit better. So I'm not gonna install all of these because that would just be a waste of their products, but what we'll probably do is, as and when I need to actually change one, if it gets broken or whatever through my daily use, then I will switch between them, and then I will eventually do an updated video with a review on those. But before we take a look at those, what I want to do is just quickly take a look at the three cases that they've sent out. So this one obviously is very different, so I've not had, I don't believe, one in this series. So this one is their Mag Mist. Very similar packaging to their previous cases that I've reviewed on the channel. Drop the packaging to a side. So this is their sort of clear case. Sides are a TPU material and the back is a probably polycarbonate type material. You do have your locator magnets just there. Your camera surround is metal. It looks like it's incorporated quite nicely. In terms of your buttons, these are probably plastic by the feel of it, but they are individual and they are floating as well. So if you know anything about floating buttons, they always give you better tactile click. You do have a lanyard support just there, or lanyard holes I should say, and then your cutouts are, so they look even on both sides. Some people prefer that rather than having this shorter cutout for your microphones. Your camera control cutout just there, and then your power button. So let's get this one installed. So it clips in really nicely. First thing, we do have lay on the table design. In terms of your cutouts, yes, they are even cutouts at the bottom. On this side, your buttons, yeah, as I suspected, very nice tactile click on these. Your power button, decent tactile click, and then so your camera control does dig down quite a bit, but is it still usable? Let me see. Yeah, so it's still usable until all of the case manufacturers come up with the cover similar to what Apple do. This is what you're going to get on probably 90 to 95% of cases. So that is the grey variant of the Mag Mist case. Okay, so next up we'll have the BENKS Armor Tint, and here you can see the colour on this one. Once again, it does come with the little sticker on there. So if you do remove that, then you're not able to return the case. So this one, it once again is a very slim case, so extremely slim. It is also quite flexible as well, so you need to be careful when you're putting these on and taking them off, because if you are bending it too much you will end up with some unwanted flex in the case and these bottom corners won't quite fit right. Taking a look at the inside, so you do have a little bit of branding just there in terms of where the magnets are located, and then built with Kevlar is just there. That's their sort of signature stamp just there as well, and you are able to feel the actual weave of the material itself, and depending on the lighting this can either look darker bluish black, or it can look more of a green as well. Throwing the phone in the case, so all four corners snap in nicely. I would say this without a screen protector will still give you, well, even with a screen protector, it'll still give you a tiny bit of layer on the table design. One thing I'm noticing straight away is this top corner is slightly loose. That's where I was mentioning, obviously, if you do flex this case too much, because it is so thin, you are going to get a little bit of movement in the case itself. So right now, I can feel a little bit of movement in there because of how I took it out of the packaging, unfortunately. In terms of the bottom, there's none of that because of the cutout. So the bottom is a lot tighter. The top section, because it doesn't have those cutouts, if you are flexing this too much, then you will get movement in it. Some of that could also be to do with the camera surround as well, where it fits into the camera surround. You always can have a little bit of an extra movement because of just how they have to make it, otherwise it will be too precise of a fit and you'll probably end up scraping the glass as you're putting it in and taking it out. In terms of your access, so everything is open. Because this case is so thin, you don't get that massive drop down as you do with all of the other bulkier cases. Very good cutouts all around. With these kind of cases, you always get that little bit of a glimpse of the color of the phone itself, so you can actually appreciate what these sides look like and not just the back around the camera cutout. It is quite a grippy case despite it being so smooth, and you do have a slight ridge type feel for all of this weave as well. Okay, once again, so very easy to actually take this case off. I was expecting this to be a lot harder, but it does actually come off quite easily. Okay, and coming on to the final case, so this is the black variant of the 600D. Okay, so once I've taken this out of the packaging, I can see that, yeah, this is in fact slightly different. So this is the previous case. Let me just in fact I'll leave that on so you can identify which one it is. So as you can see, this is the previous BENKS case that I'm using as my daily driver, and you can see it's got a little bit of a bend in it, but that's just because of how I take it off. Once it's on the phone, it's perfectly fine. But as you can see, if I get both of these level, you can see that this case is actually a lot smaller. It's basically got less of a chunky border. So this one, I actually want it to have more of a chunky border for when I'm using it at work. If you did want that other type of variant, and obviously the insides you can see is quite different as well. So this one is just exposed Kevlar, whereas this one has a sort of, it's kind of like a felt, a mixture between like a felt and a very low pile Alcantara. Usual kind of branding just there. Camera surround, which is 2-part once again, but this one is flush, whereas this one has a little bit of a bump to actually stick it out a bit more. In terms of your magnets, yeah, you have all your locator magnets just there. Your buttons are similar style, so they're these kind of floating buttons, which do give very decent tactile click. And on this one, yeah, very similar style. And obviously because this one is shallower than my daily driver, you will get less of a bump there, and this material is a lot more flexible as well. Okay, so this one feels very familiar because this is basically what my daily driver looks like, but it does feel a lot shallower. So your camera control cutout is shallower, your power buttons and all of your buttons work exactly the same, so very good tactile click because of those floating button style. Camera bump is similar in design and style, but yeah, all of this, even your lay on the table design, whereas that one has a very distinct lip on the top, this one is only just above my screen protector as I have it just here. Okay, so that's the 3 cases that they've sent out. In terms of the screen protectors, I think what I'm going to do is we'll just take a look at what you actually get in the pack rather than me going through the whole video of installing them. So first up, their crystal clear screen protector. Let's get this opened up. So this is what you can expect. So it does come with a full screen sticker. So this isn't just advertising, this is basically their sticker, anti-static and dust removal. And then you have a tool for the installation itself. So you do get an installation kit. So I'm guessing this can have your cleaner wipes. And then you have some instructions just there as well. Now you do only get one in the pack by the looks of it. So I'm guessing they're quite confident in the quality of the actual screen protector itself. Okay, so next up we'll take a look at the matte glass screen protector. Taking it out the box, you do get a full size anti-static and dust removal sticker. You get another cutout, which is the shape of the back of the phone. I think this might be so you can lay it down and put your phone on this during installation to stop it actually laying on a hard surface. So that, even though it seems strange, it does actually make sense that they would include that. You have some instructions just there, and then you also have the installation kit, which I'm guessing is just the wet wipe in terms of the cleaner. It doesn't really look matte looking at it, but obviously right now it's still got the shiny protective sort of middle layer installed, so I'm guessing once you remove that, that's when you will actually see it. The one thing I was curious about was the borders. I did actually install a different brand screen protector initially, and I was very disappointed with how thick the borders were. On this, they do look like they're as thin as they're supposed to be, and that's something I'm curious about because it does have the cover for the earpiece, which I've not had the best experience with in the past. In the past, they've actually ended up blocking the audio. Okay, and the final one is their sapphire coating one. Okay, and taking this one out, once again, similar setup. So you get that full screen sticker to remove any dust and debris. You get the little cutout so you can rest your phone on this when you're actually doing the installation. And then you have slightly different color for this one, and it does come with the installation kit. And then the final two things are your installation kit as well as your instructions as well. Okay, so that's all of the screen protectors, exactly the same in terms of once you're opening them, unboxing them. With them, I will do an off-screen installation, and then I will just do a community post or a shorter YouTube Shorts video with my thoughts on the actual screen protector itself, because that's not something I want to do on camera and risk getting any dust or debris in this particular location, because I'm surrounded by fibers where I am right now. So like I say, that's something I'll do separately. As always, I'm going to have links for everything in the description below. If you haven't already done so, please do subscribe and turn on notifications for any future videos. And I really appreciate it if you can also give this video a thumbs up. And until the next one, thanks very much for watching.